months. State observes Lamyanba Hizam Irabot's 125th birth anniversary at Irabot Square at Thangmaiban. Atwana Bonmai, murder case will be handed over to NIA, says Chief Minister Anne Birain. Fake currency notes racket busted at Kairao Wangkem, 2 held. BJP National President JP Nadda calls Chief Minister Anne Birain party's top leaders to Delhi to discuss political development in state. Hello and a very good evening. You're watching the Mami TV English News Bulletin. I'm ALBINA RIAMEI. Chief Minister Anne Birain has reiterated that the state government has sought investigation by the National Investigation Agency NIA into the brutal murder of former President of Jaliangrong Baudi Athon Abonmai. He will insist Union Home Minister Amit Shah on finding the truth of the incident at the earliest, he said. He said this while attending the state-level celebration of Lamyanba Hizam Irabot's 125th birth anniversary held at the Irabot Square at Thangmaiban, Lila Singh Kongnang Kong today. The event was organized by state government. Speaking on the occasion, he said the younger generations must follow the footsteps of Lamyanba Irabot. The state-level observance was organized to honor the great leader of not only Manipur but also the entire Northeast who quit government job in order to serve the people.
Mangon the kathokpa mayo maraibak mazatay nungsibada ishagi oiba tanjan ba ishagi oiba khomjan ba jati gi oiba khomjan ba mayam gi maranai gi oiba khomjan ba du nataba masagi am luxurious life aduga phamthon phawba khadoga laiva ki damakta miyam praja ki damakta kathopa ngamba dugi speciality do aduni ngasigi aikhoina ningsangi ba aduga manipur miyam ningsangi da base sumnagi marebak nungsi bagi marebak ki kathoki haibadu miyam ki kathoi haibadu khak natana magi am luxurious life am leiramba leiba yaba punsido kathoga miyam ki damakta maroina laite laire lomi praja mayam ri khallaga mana tawramba tharamba dugumba posaka dubuni.
Replying to media persons about the murder of Athona Bonmai, Chief Minister Biren said, seriously considering the sentiments of the people, the state government wrote to the NIA to investigate the murder case. The process to hand over the case to the NIA is underway. He will meet Union Home Minister Amit Shah and apprise him of the incident of murder, he said.
City anirakne han bagi si akoina mayam gi sentiment algo thoiba case to gi nature du yenga kana akoina masi ena ada sinara si lobio haidana city me ibani madu gi city du gi reply the moina fare du di akoi examine torge no gi FIR copy do yauna formal iro on haibada gi koi second time cheating arang nahan igre adu so ai satpa kanda ai ada ai union home minister unaraga wari otai sanaraga madu gi subside tongna ba ai torkan.
Apart from the Chief Minister, his Council of Ministers and others top officials paid floral tribute to the photo of Lamianba Irabod. Thoubal District Police teams have busted fake currency notes racket at Kairao Wangkem and arrested 2 persons involved in the fake currency notes processing business. The arrested persons have been identified as Chungkham Diwan Singh, age 50, residing at Kairao Wangkem Ngarian Chingkhong Lekai in Imphal East District, and Chingakham Surchandra Singh, age 40, of the same locality. Revealing this at a press meet, SP of Thoubal District Police, Haubizam Jogesh Chandra, told media persons that, acting on a tip-off, joint teams of Thoubal Police led by SP himself and assisted by additional SP Operations Sachidananda Soibam, OC of Commando Thoubal, Inspector M. Tikendra Mitei conducted a search operation in Kairao Wangkem area. During the search operation, a hut at Kairao Kuman Log was found. Owner of the hut was identified on questioning. He disclosed that some manufactured fake currency all notes of 1,000 rupees were hidden inside his hut. He produced the fake notes. He disclosed that packing and binding of the fake all notes were done along with Chingakham Surchandra. Both have been arrested and the fake currency notes have been seized. They have been handed over to Irilbung Police Station along with the seized currency notes for further legal action, SP Jogesh Chandra said.
Hariba currency me amase pada dagi lakno kamaina mafam do porokono hayo tamda one akogi niwe ma mamina program toni hoji dina erauda leiba nasadi hana waito tiam dagi ni aduna manam kanome amse jiki currency me amase mafam do poraka currency si untuk uji tamunan bagi mereka sinaraga, mereka namun matang yang ada connection lalu tamunan bagi pose hamba RIAMEI aduna koi polis tu uji para bami ini si ini mung polis sehingga sinajar.
As instructed by National President of BJP, JP Nadda, Chief Minister N. Biren, Works Minister T.H. Bishwajit, President of BJP Manipur Pradesh A. Sharda Devi, and General Secretary Organization of BJP Manipur Pradesh Abhay Giri have left for Delhi this afternoon. Although the reason for BJP President JP Nadda to suddenly call Chief Minister and other party leaders to Delhi is not clear, they are most likely to discuss the current political developments and the forthcoming elections to the State Legislative Assembly. According to a reliable source, they are likely to discuss reports submitted by national BJP leaders and union ministers who recently visited the state. Before leaving for Delhi, Chief Minister Biren said during their visit, they will discuss political matters with the leaders of the centre. Besides JP Nadda, they will meet other party leaders and talk about the ensuing state assembly elections.
Election si mayam khange knocking at the door adugi election gi kari akhoi party gi oina high command hikes batare central leaders national president yauna koi khana nei na gadauba adumasu leiba party gi oina akhoi punna party gi president ne adagi akhoi gi senior minister Bishwajit ne adagi sangadan mantri Abhay Giri ne akhoi punna sakadabani.
Lok Sabha MP and election observer of AICC Manipur, Pratyut Bordoloi said since BJP government came to power, drugs smuggling have increased. Rather than arresting these drug smugglers, the government is chasing opposition leaders who spoke against them, he said. Addressing the media at Congress Bhavan at BT Road, Pratyut slammed the BJP government both at the centre and BJP-ruled state for failing to check such activities. He accused CBI, ED and NCB for not investigating the drug smuggling activities at Mundra Adani port in Gujarat beforehand, where 3,000 kg of heroin worth approximately rupees 21,000 crore were seized recently. He questioned why the government failed to monitor the port, which became a hub for drug smugglers. In Manipur, WY tablets worth rupees 400 crore were seized from Thobal district in 2019. All this show that BJP has failed to tackle the problem of drugs, he said. Pratyut Bordoloi said BJP government is a corrupt government who has failed to safeguard democracy.
We are just drawing the attention is not only the Adani port, is not only the case of Gujarat. Everywhere, wherever BJP governments are there, like Manipur, the drug menace is growing under the patronage of the BJP government. We are trying to enthuse our grassroots level workers. We are going to all the polling stations, we are setting up, we are strengthening our grassroots level committees, the unit committees, because if it's in the interest of Manipur for bringing in peace and stability and an era of development, Congress party has got open mind, but obviously Congress party is in a position to fight election on its own as of now. Try to have and try to strengthen the anti-BJP forces, because we want to uproot the BJP because of their misrule from Manipur.
Marking the 125th birth anniversary of Lamyanba Hizam Irabot, cleanliness drive was conducted at different places of Thobal and Yaripok. Kekru Yairi Club Yaripok KYCY conducted a cleanliness drive in areas under the jurisdiction of the club and at the crematorium of the village this morning. Speaking on the occasion, advisor of KYCY, Laishram Somorendro, said the club organizes cleanliness drive every year to remind the youths about the contribution of Lamyanba Irabot. In the evening, the club will hold a torch tribute at places under the jurisdiction of the club and pay floral tribute to the photo of Lamyanba Irabot. Members of Thobal Kiam Sifai Mamang Lekai Global Club also held a cleanliness drive at places under the jurisdiction of the club to commemorate the birth anniversary of Lamyanba Irabot. MLA of Wangjing 10th Assembly constituency, Paunam Brozen, said now there are only few people in the constituency who has not received all-age pension. He said this yesterday during the distribution of all-age pension, widow pension and differently able person for the constituency under Wangjing 10th all-age pension scheme at 10th Kunau Awang Community Hall. The 6 months pension distributed was sponsored by Paunam Birahari Charitable Foundation. Speaking on the occasion, MLA Brozen said there were many people above 70 years, widows and differently able person in the constituency deprived of pension. He has been distributing pension under all-age pension scheme since 2013 after he won the election. The pension scheme will continue irrespective of whether he wins the election or not. He said the scheme is not related with politics.
राजनीति वाला हाइरो की वजह को तो बिना हाइरो से लोइना सेमदो हमदना मुग्रो हाइरो से हमसी लोइना ngawre यौको राजनीति वाला अन्ना ngam से कुचु मु बसी ngawहन ngam को बसी लोइना ngawgra हाइरो से.
Community Health Center Wangu, under the supervision of MLA of Suknu Assembly constituency K. Ranjit, today organized the second round of mass COVID vaccination at the CHC. Doctors, nurses and staff of the CHC, ASHA workers of the area and volunteers of COVID task force took part in the mass vaccination. Around 350 people of Korsantabi, Chajing Kunau, Tanjeng Kunau and Chairel Kunau was administered the second dose of COVID-19 vaccine. The mass vaccination will also be held at Wangzing Kunau on October 1. Two brothers lost their lives after a World War II bomb exploded at Gangte Bank, Moray Ward number 9. The incident occurred around 4 p.m. yesterday. The deceased persons were identified as Lal Sangwon Gangte, age 23, husband of Kim Nyo Gangte, and Len Kogin Gangte, age 21. They were sons of late Thangmin Len Gangte and late Ling Nailam Gangte of Gangte Bank, Moray Ward number 9. According to police reports, the two brothers were working at the backyard of their house when they accidentally hit a World War II bomb with spade. The bomb exploded and the two brothers died on the spot. It may be recalled that on November 17, 2020, 122 shells of unexploded World War II era bombs were discovered at the same place while leveling the land for house construction. India recorded 23,529 new COVID-19 cases with 311 deaths in the last 24 hours, 24.7% higher than yesterday. With this, the country's overall case load has now mounted to 3.37 crore, according to the data released by the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. Meanwhile, India's active cases declined by 5,500 in the last 24 hours, which led the active case load to 2.77 lakh and the total death toll to 4.48 lakh. Total recoveries have now increased to 3,30,14,898 across the country. Total recoveries have now increased to 3.30 crore across the country. With this, India's recovery rate now stands at 97.85%. So far, a total of 65.34 lakh doses have been administered across the country in the last 24 hours, bringing the total tally of doses administered to 88.34 crore. Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurated CPAT Institute of Petrochemicals Technology, Jaipur, through video conference. He also laid the foundation stone for 4 new medical colleges in the Banswara, Sirohi, Hanumangar and Dosa district of Rajasthan. Prime Minister congratulated the people of Rajasthan for the 4 new medical colleges and CPAT Institute. He informed that after 2014, 23 medical colleges have been approved by the central government for Rajasthan and 7 medical colleges have already become operational. Addressing the gathering, Prime Minister said the biggest pandemic of 100 years has taught a lesson to the health sector of the world. Every country is engaged in dealing with this crisis in its way. India has resolved to increase its strength, self-reliance in this disaster. A day after meeting Union Home Minister Amit Shah at his residence in Delhi, former Punjab Chief Minister Amrinder Singh said that he is not joining the Bharatiya Janata Party but also had no intention of continuing in Congress. Denying any move to join the BJP, Amrinder Singh said he would leave the Congress as he had been utterly humiliated and was not trusted. He said he will resign and will not stay in the party, adding that he was still thinking through his options in the interest of Punjab, whose security was the predominant priority for him. Meanwhile, the Congress has reached out to Amrinder Singh after his meeting with Union Home Minister Amit Shah amid signs of another big exit from the crisis-hit party. But the captain, who has been in Delhi since Tuesday, has telling not sought any meeting with his party president Sonia Gandhi as he continues his meeting with the other side. Assam Cabinet has approved a total of Rs 700 crores for addressing the grievances of the 2 paper mill employees in the state. The announcement was made by Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sharma after chairing a meeting of the state cabinet in Dhemaji district. The Assam Chief Minister further informed that the state government will acquire the assets of 2 defunct paper mills of Hindustan Paper Corporation Limited. Earlier on Wednesday, Chief Minister Sharma had said that the Assam government will resolve pending salary issue of the employees and workers of the Hindustan Paper Corporation Limited, HPCL. Designated terrorist groups such as ISIS and Hayat Tahrir al-Sham have continued to gain in strength in Syria. India has said, reiterating that there can be no military solution to the long-standing conflict in the country. In his remarks to the UN Security Council briefing on Syria political on Tuesday, Joint Secretary UN Economic and Social Srinivas Gotru said the long-term security and stability in West Asia can only be achieved by preserving the sovereignty and territorial integrity of the war-ravaged country. Before we end the bulletin, let's look at the top news headlines once again. State observes Alamiyanba Hijam Irabot 125th birth anniversary at Irabot Square at Thangmeiban. Atwan Abonmai murder case will be handed over to NIA, says Chief Minister N. Biren. Fake currency notes racket busted at Kairao Wangkem, 2 held. BJP National President JP Nadda calls Chief Minister N. Biren, party's top leaders, to Delhi to discuss political development in state. With that, it's a wrap for this evening news bulletin. Thank you for joining us. Have a great evening.